Greetings and welcome back to Switch to Linux. Oh boy. I don't know what it is about this new computer, but every time now I push stream, it always says health is good, and then it gives me health status is bad, and then it kind of gets to okay. And it's like, I'm pushing out more data now than I used to. Can't figure it out. Anyway, welcome back to the news, everybody. We're going to be talking today about the state of the internet. The state of the internet, indeed. Oh, boy. So the state of the internet becoming fascinating. Oh, Kitty wants to come and say hello.
Hello, everybody. How are you today?
All right. Yes, Kitty, I'll make room for you. You didn't want to come up here earlier, but all of a sudden I start talking. Kitty wants to come up. All right, so today we have privacy, security, and bad business. Oh, and bummer. I forgot to look into that last article. Oh, well, we'll figure it out eventually. So I guess there's one article I won't be talking about that people wanted me to cover, and I haven't gotten to it yet. It just requires more research. But anyway, we're going to dive into that. Let's go ahead and say hello to everybody first. So, let's see. Isaiah, how's it going there? Yeah, and Isaiah shares a link about 1 in 10 people have deleted their Facebook account. That's interesting. I wonder how much of that is people looking at it going, yeah, Facebook's lame anyway. It used to be the cool thing. Not anymore. Albert Crow, greetings. And Brendan, how's it going there? Missed the last one, but you're ready now. Well, welcome. Fat Elvis, and salutations. Greetings and salutations. That's Joe Collins' line. I can't take that one. I just say greetings. Snazzy Butterfly, hello there. KO2610, greetings. Libre Secure, hello there. Keegan, how's it going there? Meow. DistroTube, how are you? Joe Johnson, greetings. Joven, hello there. Or is that hey, hello? You in Canada? Hey? Boy, no notification as usual. Yeah, I put this one up, several hours ago. I don't know. Carbon, how's it going there? Highland, how are you, sir? Harold Cruz, greetings. All the teens can do is minimize the damage to stop what they're doing. Hello Kitty. I remember that toy. Still on the pie. I'm living. Awesome. Very cool. Insert Zuck meme here. Pie in the face. And you're still on the Asia pie? No. That's the pie joke. Robert Fitzpatrick. Hello, Mitchell Morrison. Hey, thanks for sending up that warm weather, Mitchell. I've been asking Mitchell Morrison to send us up some good weather. It was so warm out today. I was actually sweating in shorts. Very awesome. I appreciate it. I'll sweat over freeze any day. YouTube notifications are kind of iffy. Yeah, did you guys see that crazy video with the YouTube insiders talking about stuff? Literally, it's like propaganda, trying to get people like, blah, blah, we're going to show this to the people that we think we're going to. Oh, yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah. Oh, God. It was the stuff of nightmares. It was crazy. Facebook is still tracking users even though they delete their accounts. Yeah, there's ways to deal with that. We're going to be talking about that a little bit more detail down the road. Mikey, how's it going there? Just thought that meow sound was the actual cat. Meow. No, I can do a cow too. And I go. Sheep. Sheeple. Sheeple. On our Facebook. Mars. Greetings, Mars. Grandpa wants me to get him a laptop, but I can't willingly give someone a Windows spying device. What do? Just grab a laptop from Craigslist and install Linux on it and give it to him. He'll probably not know the difference. Said hostless on my main computer and trackers still blocked even on virtual machines. Yes, they are. Everything that relates, since the virtual machine utilizes the local machine's internet, then it will actually count for that. Christopher, how are you from Canada? Know what you mean? My YouTube notifications barely work. Yeah, that's why I try and keep the schedule very regular. Ohio had good weather too. Very good. Do advertisers see foreign languages as a valuable asset? Yeah, for sure. Using XFCE on Raspberry Pi. Very good. Very good. Are you using, what operating system are you using, Highland? Are you on Raspberry or something else? Weren't for family, I wouldn't be on Facebook. Brendan, if you are tech savvy, you can put up your own cloud-hosted social media that looks and behaves just like Facebook, and tell your family if you want to talk to me, that's where I'll be. So with Facebook, I'm so out of date with social networks. Yeah, we're going to be talking more about Facebook than I wanted to talk about in the news today. How is language valuable assets and tracking? It could be an indication of travel. My mic keeps on redlining. I'm going to drop volume a little bit. My mouse keeps redlining. I don't want that to happen. It can be an indication of travel or other cultural awareness stuff. Any data point about you, they kind of want to know. Hello, Mally. Yes, I just got your email back today. Yeah, Hangouts is pretty easy. We can do a conversation there. Schoolwork does not require Facebook for does not require Facebook for extracurriculars, but makes it keeping up with information harder. Okay. All right, well, let's go over and talk about the state of the internet. And this is under the category of privacy. I've been working on some new banners. I want you guys to let me know how this looks. I only was able to do the one for privacy before I ran out of time. So let me know how this looks as we jump on over and talk about the privacy news. All right. So inside of our privacy news today, I kind of wanted to start out with something that came from the Mozilla Internet Health Report. I think this is, they said, the first one of these. But basically what they're saying is they're looking at the Facebook scandal, all of the different data collections, laws are changing. Of course, some of the things we'll talk about here a little bit later is how Facebook is diving into they're diving into some areas where it's like they want to do facial recognition. They're kind of got in a little bit of water with the senator from Illinois where the law is, where they're trying to gut a law that would currently the law in Illinois requires opt-in consent for doing biometric facial data tracking. And what they're trying to implement instead is they're trying to basically Facebook there is trying to gut that law so that they can use a whole lot of that tracking without someone else's consent. And they got in a little bit of hot water in the congressional hearing about that, but they also put $200,000 into a joint fund also funded by Apple, Microsoft, Google, a few other ones, and I think Amazon, total of $1 million to fight the California privacy law. So, these companies, while giving lip service to privacy, they're fighting every law that's coming down the books about privacy. Like, yes, we will help you with regulation until that regulation starts to impact us. So Mozilla got together and started looking at some things, and they literally wrote this down on a napkin at the initial meeting. Collecting all of our data, plus precise targeted ads, plus bots and fake accounts, plus Facebook domination, and I can't read the rest on the napkin, news distribution, plus not enough web literacy equals fuel for fraud, abuse, and a very bad real world outcomes. And that is absolutely the reality. Some of these, notice, is not our problem. Some of these are our problem. Collecting all of our data. That is something the companies should have, I agree that we need to have this opt-in. And there is a new law in response to all this Facebook stuff about it. I don't think it quite goes too far, but at least it's a step in the right direction. Precisely targeted ads. The reason I have a problem with that is because it is literally emotional targeting, and that is a challenge. Bots and fake accounts. That is up to the companies who hold the service. Facebook dominates news distribution. I'm not even completely sure I agree with that statement, but we can have a discussion about that. Not enough web literacy. That is where the ball lands in our court, and where we who are in the technology now, or know, I should say, we have the responsibility to help those who are not quite as well versed in that, particularly those in our family. Like I said, if you have an extended family and you guys communicate with Facebook, there is an open source platform that seems to behave just like Facebook. You can install on your own cloud server, only let your family in, and you guys have the same exact functionality without a big data company behind it. I've been debating about setting one of those up, and let's have a month or two experiment to see if the functionality is similar. That'd be kind of cool, wouldn't it? Let me know if you want to do that. I'm open to the idea. But anyway, they sketch this out. They're talking, of course, Mozilla is leading the campaign on fake news and misinformation, and I think they should stop doing that. The reason is today's fake news and misinformation is tomorrow's newspeak. once you can define something that says fake news, notice that now everything we see that someone disagrees with is simply fake news. You're starting to add that fake news 1984 newspeak term on top of anything you simply disagree with, if it's not in alignment with the mainstream media. And it's really funny to watch guys like, I actually used to watch The Five every now and again on Fox. And you know, that Gutfield got on, talked about the Sinclair thing. I talked about the Sinclair video last week where it looked like everyone's going into the Borg. You know, it's like literally reading the script. And somebody put all these together and said, this is disturbing trend. So Gutfield gets up and he's like, I can't even mock what he did. You have to go and look at what Gutfield said. Oh, what is his first name? I forget. Look at what Gutfield said about the people who put together. It was all this big character assassination attack against the people who put all that together, ignoring the fact that this is the Borg. This is the Borg. Sinclair's the Borg. And they're saying fake news without verification. And here you have 100 news stations across the country doing Borg-like scripted talks, even putting the punctuations in the exact same spot without looking at the facts. It's newspeak. That's exactly 1984, a state-run system. Now, the difference is we're somewhere in between. What we are closer to is we talk a lot about 1984, but we're a whole lot closer to Neil Postman's amusing ourselves to death. Because where we are, Postman got it exactly correct. 1984 is an outward government oppression. Brave New World is an inward oppression caused by our own emotional immaturity. Neil Postman combined the two together in his book, Amusing Ourselves to Death, and that's exactly where we are. There is a degree of this government regulation, but a whole lot of it is also us oppressing ourselves through the things that we choose to use. And that's what this channel is about, is getting off of that other people's services and bring things back into your own court. And that's kind of what I wanted to talk about with respect to this. So this is an interesting report. Of course, this is just part of it. They have, you know, following the link there. But they're basically just asking these questions. What do we do about encryption? Of course, now it's getting to the point, we'll cover this article later, where like Telegram is, this is kind of like a summary of the news program that's coming. This is kind of cool. I should do this more often. We'll hear about Russia banning Telegram because Telegram is not giving a universal key to encrypt everyone's data. So they're saying, oh, there's data encryption. We can't decrypt our citizens' data. We don't want it. That's exactly the direction the United States is trying to move to. We need encryption to protect our data because it's very clear the companies ain't doing it. I don't want to rely on Microsoft to protect my data. I certainly don't want to rely on Facebook to protect my data. I need to take the step to protect my data. And there is no protection if there's a back door. Just look at the takedown of the Silk Road. Count them, two corrupt federal agents in the middle of all that. It's insanity. Anything else I want to touch on before we get in here? I don't know. But anyway, that is the health of the internet. There's just scandal after scandal, issue after issue, privacy situation after privacy situation. So the next few articles, we're going to be looking at a few of the Facebook things. I'm going to try and keep the Facebook discussions a little bit lighter because we've had too much Facebook this week. All right. But anyway, there was another one of these. Don't you love this huge advertisement there? There you go. There's another one of these companies, which, by the way, it appears as though there's as few as 8 different companies that all bought the same data that Cambridge Analytica did. But here, Aggregate IQ has been doing the exact same thing for a long time. It's rumored Palantir probably had a hand in some of this. Of course, Aggregate IQ is this campaign group behind Brexit. And now we're getting into this crazy situation where, and this isn't new, by the way. This is the exact situation that happened in the 40s when Roosevelt wanted to get the Americans into the war because warmongering does actually bring a country out of a depression. And if you look at what happened back then, the propaganda started to creep up. And what ended up happening is with an over amount of marketing, you can start to slowly sway someone's opinion. That's the biggest problem I have with targeted ads, is you can target somebody out and then feed them the information that you want and move them like a hive mind into a different direction. You agree with Brexit today, or you disagree with Brexit today, you might agree with it tomorrow. And so these big data companies are targeting groups of people, moving them in the direction. Of course, that's what they're accusing Trump of doing, but nobody cared that Obama did it. And that was the situation. And I'm not going to take political sides either way or the other. But both of them did that. I mean, that's absolute. And so Facebook suspends another firm about it, about doing the exact same thing. Just as big, has just as much data, etc., etc., etc. That's all I'm going to say on this one. Of course, we're talking about shadow profiles came up. You know, the senators asked about the shadow profiles. Well, I don't even know what you're talking about. Everyone has user control over the ads that they see. A moron. He asked about people who didn't ever have a Facebook account. That's the situation we're looking at here. All right. So basically, the concept of shadow profiles, if you're unaware of this, these are the profiles that if you don't have a Facebook account or there's no machine ID associated with a Facebook account, then it's going to scoop up all this data anyway. It does it by the share button. So like right here, this is a link. Well, that's a link just to a Facebook page. If there's a share button anywhere on this, I think there's, oh yeah, right up here. There's a share button up at the very top of the page. I'm not sure if that's on the screen for you or not. Yeah, I think you can see that. Any site that has that at the top of the page or has a tracking pixel, which is a little harder to spot, you have to look at the source code for that. Any of that, Facebook collects this data. Now, you'll see that this is going to facebook.com/share, etc. The way to prevent the shadow profiles is to block Facebook in your host's file. Go to your host file, put in 127.0.0.1, 127.0.0.1 space facebook.com and www.facebook.com, two different ones. I'll talk about that another place. Just look up how to edit the host file. 2 line entries. That's going to stop the majority of Facebook tracking. There's a whole lot more you probably want to track. Maybe I'll find those again. But that's what you want to do. But basically what a shadow profile is for a person that they have a reasonable assumption who you are, but you've never had a Facebook account. They grab all this data, they put it all together, package it all up, waiting for that fateful day you actually create the account. And then once you do, you will be shocked. And of course, you don't notice this because you're signing up for Facebook because you care about it. You're shocked about the fact that they know what you already like. They already know who all your friends are. They're recommending you the first 50 people on the recommended friends option. You're like, wow, I actually know this person. Friend. And then they know everything that you like, everything you do, because they've been tracking your website data even without a Facebook account. That's called a shadow profile. They do it through the tracking pixels. They do it through the share buttons, things like that. And they'll also do it, they will also do it for people who, they'll also do that for the people who are, have contacts in your phone. So if your phone number is in someone else's smartphone and they have allowed Facebook to communicate with the contacts, they know who you are, they know what your number is. So if they see your number pop up as a number with Facebook, boom, they attach all that shadow profile data to you. This is the thing. Mark Zuckerberg's like, what do you mean? What? Huh? Users have control over their data. I only watched like 75% of it because I figured if I watched all of that ruckus, that giant circus, I might have to buy a new monitor. But anyway, shadow profiles. So shadow profiles are a thing. Of course, now Facebook, this actually came out just a couple days ago. Facebook-backed lawmakers are pushing to gut the privacy law. This is the one I was talking about earlier. This is the Biometric Information Privacy Act out of Illinois. And basically any resident of Illinois, and therefore it's too hard to not enforce it across the whole platform. Basically what they're trying to say is you have to have full opt-in consent to use somebody's face and facial recognition. Like facial recognition and AI. According to plaintiffs, Facebook's tagging system violates the law, identifying faces in uploaded photos with no clear notice or consent. Now, of course, they're starting to put that stuff into the system, but they'd rather turn that off because they want the default always to be doing facial recognition data first. So Facebook is fighting this. One of the senators in Illinois was asking them about this and saying, you know, for sitting here, somebody saying, well, you always have control over your data. You're doing a whole lot to destroy the user data. All right. So, of course, in response to all of this, this new Internet Privacy Bill of Rights shows up, which I think is excessively too narrow. See, we need a system in place that allows me to go to any corporation in this country and say, every bit of data you have me, delete it. Because guess what, people? I don't want Equihacks to have my data. I don't want Experian or TransUnion to have my data, or nor do I want 100,000 other data broker companies to actually have and collect and store and use and sell and buy and sell my data. This thing is way too narrow. This thing is only like social media. Ooh, it's like, duh, idiot, you sign up for social media. You sign up for social media, you should have a few lesser laws. But I have never done business with Experian. I've never done business with Equihacks. I've never done business with TransUnion. Yet they have all of this data and there is not an iota of anything I can do about it. And that is the law we need to change. Because that's what's leading to all of this. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh boy. I think that's the last of my Facebook articles. We kind of ended in the regulation. There's 2 more articles here on privacy, though. China now has the most valuable AI startup in the world. That freaks me out. So basically, this is a SenseTime Group, raised $600 million from Alibaba Group Holding. Of course, Alibaba is a big group, bringing the valuation of the company to more than $3 billion, becoming the world's most valuable artificial intelligence startup. So the company, which specializes in systems that analyze faces and images on an enormous scale. So let's see. Basically, what they're saying is pretty much any phone that comes out of China has the software built into it. And does that mean it's grabbing the data and sending it back to China, or is it doing something else? We just don't know. That's part of one of the issues. Of course, they're trying to develop this platform called Viper that is just this worldwide network of surveillance-y stuff. Do we have pictures here or not? Can't remember. Oh, here's the artificial intelligence startup stuff. So this is SenseTime at $3 billion. The fact that there's a few billion-dollar companies over there, somebody needs to figure out how to build scales, because 0, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3 does not compute with me. Something's going on in that scaling factor. Unless they're trying to indicate some form of logarithmic or something, but that's not how you do a logarithmic. But yeah, 0, 1, 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, just no computation there. Kitty, I'm going to kick you off the desk if you don't leave my microphone alone, or my camera alone. Thank you, Kitty. All right. So yeah, I mean, oh yeah. Here's a brilliant statement. It will not affect privacy because only authorized persons can access it. Excuse me. I need to waft in the intelligence of that amazing thing. Yeah, Kitty. All right, Kitty, you're gonna come off the desk here in a minute. Stop. Oh Lord, 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 Lord. Oh boy. Okay. All right, last article. Of course, it's all the Russians. Russian court bans the Telegram app after an 18-minute hearing. Kind of walked in. Hey, you, give us the encryption keys. We don't have encryption keys. All right, you're not allowed in our country anymore. Get out. Surprised it took 18 minutes. But anyway, that's just, you know, one of those things. Attacking encryption, attacking all this kind of stuff. That's kind of the issue, you know. It's part of the issue. Well, that's what we have on privacy news. Crazy world. Crazy world. There were a lot of comments there. Let's go ahead and see what the comments have to say, and then we'll jump back to the next topic. Yeesh, lots of comments. All right. Hello, Steve. How's it going there? Brennan, that's why I got a Facebook. Mars, when you install Linux, it socks the Microsoft spies right in the mouth. Yep. Okay. Trump has launched missiles towards Syria. Ugh. Oh, really? Oh, how exciting. Can't get my daily dose of cuteness. Cuteness, 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 cuteness. I have 2 family members that use Facebook, and I tell them they're stupid for using it. I refuse to use it. There you go. I hope they nuke they are... Oh, no, Joe, we don't want to nuke people. I mean, yet. Thought Facebook was diving into bankruptcy. No, they're doing just fine. Minds.com instead of Facebook? I don't know. So we're being late. Hey, Gail, how's it going there? Mark Nay, how are you? Facebook might find a way to recover. I hope not. Boy. Hello, Ivan. How are you? Deeply loathe those data brokers. Yep. Well, not everyone in Syria is a terrorist. Brendan, would it be impossible to get my family off Facebook? They've been using it for years. Yeah. Oh, well. Phil Collins, chorus. No, Tom, it was with an echo. I saw an interview of a psychopath defending his industry. Yeah. Bottom feeders. How about you enforce the Constitution? Well, there's a problem with that, Joe. The problem is the Constitution gives you a guarantee of privacy against the government. It does not give you a guarantee of privacy against an individual or a company. There's nothing in the Constitution that prevents a company from gathering data about a person. That's the problem. Tom Book. What do we call it? Switch book. Oh, boy. It's impossible for everyone to be a terrorist. They terrorize our country if they'll believe you will be assimilated. Resistance is futile. The Borg weren't even that strong. Those creatures flew space handled the Borg easily. Yeah. 1984 is wrong about one thing. The surveillance would not be done by governments but by corporations. Yeah, correct. Greeb have limited attention span due to the internet. Okay, the ultimate goal of big business is to assimilate or destroy your competitors. Shouldn't be surprising. Yep. Pilly-pally? So why do you have Amazon link in your video? I have an Amazon link in my video because I have an Amazon affiliate account. And that's, that's what I use for making some of the revenue to help support the channel. We can have a long talk about Amazon another day, but, maybe the next time they do something scandalous. I've done a whole lot of scandalous stuff. But yes, I do have an Amazon affiliate link in my video. At least it's not a Walmart affiliate link, Heard you can buy data on other people for as cheap as 8 cents. Yep. FDR let Pearl Harbor happen. Yeah, what is sad is many teens do not realize their stuff is being tracked. Correct. Welcome to the world of social engineering and pleasure bots. That's why Socrates mocks democracy. It's because the majority agrees something doesn't mean it's right. Yeah, if a million people say a stupid thing, it's still a stupid thing. Indeed. You actually contact Facebook and tell them to remove your shadow profiles. Well, there is a page for that, but it requires you to log into Facebook and access and delete your data. I kid you not. Greetings, pizza. Pizza. You have no control on how companies use your data. That is the problem, and that's why that law is too narrow. Write reminders for us, distracted poor souls. Thanks. I'm guessing that's about all the Facebook stuff. I have to look them up. They don't have to tell you whether or not they have your data. Yeah, talk to my uncle again about Bitcoin. It turns out it was just a theory. The Bitcoin thing wasn't fact. No, that's fine. That's why I always worded it saying allegedly. Allegedly. That's why I always worded it that way. So every company tracks and collects as much data as they can on you, not just Facebook. Yep. Seen proof of shadow profile linked to myself and my business. Yeah, actually, one of the ways you could definitely say it is shortly after I published my first book, surprising, it had a Facebook page. I just needed to claim it. Do you have the video on how to edit the host file? I'm not sure if I have an exact video specifically dedicated to it, but I know I have done some videos about it. I'll look, and if I don't, I'll do a dedicated how to edit your host file thing another day. Brody's train wreck, but you guys help me bear it. All right. Well, I hope you get well, man. Mark Zuckerberg and all these companies are just soulless psychopaths. Yeah, I agree. Is anyone else pissed off at how little people are worried about net neutrality's repeal? Yeah, actually, I'm slightly irritated about that. Nasty cold and my overcharged heart. Oh, well, I hope you get well, man. Terrifying when you see things that affect net neutrality. Yeah, and we're going to start to see stuff soon because it's gonna, I think it's officially on the books mid this month. Giving up already. Yep. Well, because, just give us more entertainment. Entertain us. That's why Postman was completely right. Amusing ourselves to death. Read that book. It is amazing. Read it a few times. Buy a copy to read it constantly. Facebook, scrappy facts. There are a lot of people that don't know that Instagram is owned by Facebook. But really, Facebook is just pure evil. And Zuck is a robot. Yep. Zuck the schmuck. America may be a free country, but it seems to allow corrupt activities very well. Yeah, that's the problem. Anna Rita, greetings.
Hi, Anna Rita. Where's that cute cat of yours?
We're invested in Rayliant on the internet. We would have been threatened by those ISPs with boycott. Yeah. Big picture here is cyber surveillance. The only way to avoid the cameras are to go off the grid. Yeah. I don't go outside without a hat anymore. I mean, it's not bad. Never really cared for hats, but anymore, I do. Saying Chinese-made phone from Huawei are sending all that data to Chinese servers. You know, the article was not specifically clear about that. It's just like, it has this software. It could very well just be the same thing like if you take an Apple phone and take a picture, there's recognition AI that will sort your photo for you automatically. If you think that's a conspiracy theory and you have an Apple phone running iOS 10 or later, go into your photos and do a search for bra. If you've done any photo that has the bust line of a woman, it will show you all of the pictures with a bust line of a woman. Feature put in an iOS 10. Same type of stuff. Who knows if it's actually going anywhere, but at least the software is on the phones. Probably the same thing. I believe that 5G technology will be Skynet in the future. Yeah. Do we really need Windows 10 computers connected to everything via a cellular line? I don't think so. 011122333 check 11. Yeah, mic checking. Yeah, they're trying to do the scaling and they forgot they were supposed to be doing a mic check instead. I don't know. Living in a rural area sometimes seems to be the best thing now. Yep. Can't buy dumb washers and dryers anymore. It's true. The person that typed the numbers on that chart must have a stutter. Yeah, April 23rd. Well, you know, the funny thing about the April 23rd projection of the end of the world is the exact same thing about the constellational alignment last year, only last year's was a better alignment. Last year fit the text of Revelation better. This year it's just they're all in. Last year was exactly on. Oh, boy. Yeah, April 23rd is supposed to be the new date. Yep. We could only hope. Constitution should be amended to include companies. Yeah. Well, the problem is that it was at one point in time because companies were considered non-person agents. But around the, I think, 80s with Reaganomics, companies got person status. So they have all the constitutional protections under the Constitution, but nobody's liable to go to jail if they violate it. And that's the biggest problem. No to Minds, people. Be aware. Minds is an info harvester. Huh. I will have to look into that. That's interesting. I mean, any social media that you don't control could be problematic. There's a small minority of Orthodox Christians in Syria. Most of them were taken in by Georgia, the country. They still use Aramaic in their liturgy, and you can find videos. Huh, cool. The U.S. is preparing for war. Probably. It's very profitable. If not war from outside, it's war against all of those fear-mongers and fake news journalists in here. Why else do you think Homeland Security's collecting a list of all of the alternative media people? Friend tried to pay me $100 to eat a Tide Pod. I won the bet by drawing on the marshmallow to make it look like a Tide Pod. Don't do that. I wouldn't even joke with that at this point in time. Tell your friend to go get counseling. Ways to bypass ISP throttling. I don't know, man. Mom keeps unplugging 5G Wi-Fi. She thinks it makes a weird sound in front of the brain. It might. Never know. The funny thing, you can get arrested for squatting in the forest, Carmen, but in your very state, if you squat in someone else's house that they live in, you can't kick them out. Just doesn't make much sense. Will you call it electing lists of their followers as well? Probably. They want lists, as many lists as they want. Mainstream media makes little to no mention of net neutralities. Yeah, well, that's because they're all of the mainstream media is owned by the ISPs. Of course they're not going to mention it. All right, looks like I need to fix my my web browser. Got all a little goofy there for my my screen. How was that screen? Was that screen looking pretty cool? Let's go ahead and talk about the next topic. If you were mad then, wait until you see this topic. This one will be really fun. Just got to make an adjustment on my screen. And drop that there. There we are. All right. So our next topic, we're going to be diving into security. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I saved the best for last. So security stuff. Few PSAs. This section should be a little bit shorter. All right, a few security things, a little bit of PSAs. First, this is actually a neat thing. Practical passwordless authentication will come a step closer with WebAuth. So Microsoft, for whoever, like the 5 people that use Edge, Mozilla and Google are implementing another new standard. And the new standard that they are implementing is a YubiKey integration. So basically, there's few sites that use the YubiKeys that I use as second factor authentication. Few sites use those. And a lot of it has to do with the difficulty of getting all of the backend authentication. But with it being implemented in, it's being implemented in now as a web standard, which means it'll be a lot easier for websites that the end user is using on Firefox and on Chromium-based browsers and on Edge for all 5 of them. We'll be able to use a YubiKey for a whole lot more for either two-factor authentication or for passwords the first time. And so that's actually pretty cool to be able to carry around a physical key to log into a site. This is a great thing. Interesting to see how this will play out, and I'll be looking into doing a little bit more research on that down the road. Oh, this is a cute one. So if you remember these Fuse smart credit cards, like why in the world, like, okay, one credit card, all right, fine. 15, 20, 30 credit cards. If you have 30 credit cards, you need your head examined. Okay. But if you have 30 credit cards, rather than carrying 3 inches of credit cards in your wallet, you can carry your one awesome new Bluetooth connected smart credit card. Holds up to 30 numbers. You can push on that power button there, and then you can basically go over, you can select the credit card you want, push the hold button, it's going to automatically reprogram the magnetic strip on the back to match that credit card. You hit the lock on, you hand it to the waiter goes up there, they swipe. Of course, they're sexist in this article. They said waitress. Your server, hand it to your server. They go swipe it, bring the card back. You can unlock it, turn the thing off. You have a new smart card. Look at this. I have 30 credit cards in one. Well, it turns out that with nothing more than a simple Bluetooth connection and a Linux computer, you can hack into this thing with no difficulty whatsoever and steal every single credit card number off the thing. And according to the researcher, every single one of these on the market is vulnerable. So you can actually come over here and watch this video to watch him do it. It's 2.5 minutes. It's pretty cool. Basically, he just turns it on. He gets over to the screen, sees what credit card it is, locks it, and then he goes through the authentication. It's a very simple matter of the waitress or waiter server simply has to take your card over to the back, set it next to a little Bluetooth device, maybe a little Raspberry Pi. Highland, we're watching you. Do a couple little thingies there. Thing will connect to it, gives you the pass key, enter one more Bluetooth thing, and it'll spill all of the data out on their terminal for you. Yeah. So if you happen to have one of these, I'd probably just cut it up and cut up all those credit cards too. But yeah, smart credit cards, not quite as good. But anyway, these guys let Fuse know about this back in September. They didn't act on it at all, and so they released the information because that's kind of how the bug bounty world works. And of course, just make sure you are doing all of your updates. Update everything, because everything in the history of the world sits here and says it needs an update. Update that stuff. Update, 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 update. Update your stuff. Keep everything up to date. Oh, wait. Hold on. There's a fake update campaign going around now. This is a lovely piece of malware that'll go through. This lovely piece of malware here goes through your... loads on, add JavaScript, something, whatever else. It just goes ahead and loads up a fake update prompt that for the uninclined and maybe even the seasoned user, you come in here. Oh, look, update Firefox. There you go. Oh, update Firefox. Now, of course, I don't think anyone in this crowd would probably be bought in by this because notice that it's Firefox 65.js. Yeah, that's a JavaScript file. You probably don't want to run that. But anyway, it will pop up. Your computer novice will save the file, open it up, and install malware. They just think they're updating Firefox because the stupid things are getting too aggressive pushing their updates. Guys, the hackers and the scammers and the spammers stay a step ahead of all of us. They do. They stay a step ahead of all of us. We tell people update stuff. They push out malware that looks like an update. Why not? I mean, come on. It just works great. So... there's that one. So these are pushed on Joomla sites. Joomla CMS sites are not there. This is the Joomla site looking for it. Here is if you are a WordPress guy looking at the WordPress site. This is the site pushing the fake Chrome updater. So this gets embedded, not just, there are some ads seen doing this, but it gets updated through hacked WordPress, Joomla websites, and numerous other sites as well. So if you happen to be running sites like that, make sure you have a good backup plan. I offer good backup and restoration plans, backup update and restoration plans for WordPress sites pretty reasonably. If you're running a WordPress site and you don't know how to do backups and updates well, learn how to do it or hire someone to do it right. Because there's a lot of people who are getting hacked WordPress sites out there. It's just a little bit. Oh, here's Squarespace. Yep. Embedding it in Squarespace. Don't think that if you're using a site like Squarespace or Wix, you're free, because yeah, Squarespace is doing it as well. Let's see if there's anybody else on here. Directing USB filtering. Oh, fake themes update. Here's a good one. This one's nice. So if you're using a theme, oh, there you go. New themes. Oh boy. Yeah, here's a fake Adobe Flash. I can't quite see. Can I zoom in on this picture? I can't quite see what's up there. Like, I can't see if the URL on this page is actually Adobe Flash or not. spgolfshoes.com. Property's credentials have more likely been stolen and used to register a malicious subdomain. Hey, look at that. Redneckanize? Redneckanize? Huh. Redneckanize. That sounds pretty cool. Let's redneckanize that. Oh, boy. So, just be careful. Be careful. Just because something says update, don't push the update. We'll talk more about that in a little bit, because I have a wonderful article on that coming up. Some of you might know what it is. This is an interesting little article talking about and I thought that this was kind of more clickbaity than anything. Android ecosystem contains hidden patch gap. The Android ecosystem patch gap has never been hidden. Like, they're saying, oh, it's getting so bad, things aren't up running the latest systems. Dude, it's only been the last couple years that you can update any Android device. Any Android device. So, yeah, that's kind of funny. But anyway, they're saying with only 17% of devices running on a recent patch level in 2016. Yeah. There's certainly some problems in the world, but, Oh, boy. Oh, boy. Problem with the proprietary Nvidia drivers with KDE, but way better than Linux Mint Cinnamon. I do like KDE, but I'm stuck with Nvidia, so I might go with Linux Mint Cinnamon again. Huh. Yeah. What KDE are you running? Is it Linux KDE? Or Linux Mint KDE, I should say. Linux KDE, yeah. That sounds like a noob talk, doesn't it? My state, I see barbed wire on the roads in the desert. Yeah, a lot of that, though, is there's some BLM land out that way, and they're actually there to keep the cattle in. Which case, generally, it's publicly available stuff. Usually that's the case. You going to keep my camera alone? You going to leave my camera alone? Are you? Yeah? Is he going to leave my camera alone? Should I let him up here? All right, I'll let you up. You leave my camera alone, though. You stay away from my camera. Yeah. There you go. Stay away from my camera. Okay? All right. Dad really hates Russians. There was a Russian music player on my music players video, so he tried to get me to write a disclaimer and description. I'm not doing it. It's open source. Yeah, just audit that open source code there. QuidSub found some spyware in Deepin. Reported on it yesterday. If you didn't watch that video, I did watch it. It was good. But Carbon, have you lived in a state that has forests without trees? I have. Always made me wonder. Need a new graphics card. I'm leaning towards AMD. Yeah, I have an AMD AMD R7. I forget the rest. You can check my initial computer build specs. I tell you what it is. But it's a 4 GB onboard card. It's pretty nice. I like the circuit board wallpaper. Thank you. Using KDE Neon. Love it, except you can't run Dolphin as root. Huh. Did not the 2030 Smart City article mention access to nature is restricted? Yes, it did. Only the crazy tinfoil hat people go there. It's scary out there. It's kind of like Hunger Games. I'll tell you guys, watch Hunger Games because it is so ahead of its time. So you go tilling Windows managers, you'll never go back. I really like my right click. Yeah, I use my right click all the time, like daily. I guess when I graduate high school, I need to figure out how to piece together my life. You could probably figure it out while you're still in high school, by the way. I mean, it's possible. And remember Heartbleed, yes. So now I'm a teen. I can prepare for one becoming an adult. Yeah, I feel sorry for your generation, though, man. Y'all are inheriting a mess, if there's going to be anything left of it. What are the Heartbleed created to get back his girlfriend? Yeah, they did. It was an issue. It wasn't an issue in. It was an issue in Apache. I think it was an issue in SSL encryption or something. I forget the details. I remember it. I forget the details. Windows virus, because it's just JavaScript, could affect Linux. Well, actually, yeah. Most Linux distros, the desktops, are built on top of JavaScript. So yes, absolutely. Now, it depends on what the JavaScript is doing. The goal is to try and execute the JavaScript so then the JavaScript goes and does something. Question is, what is it doing? That I don't know. KDE Neon. Okay. Yeah, if you do, I mean, I know it's going to be discontinued soon. Support's still going to be around for another 5 years, but if you download Linux Mint KDE, you might be able to still use the Nvidia drivers with KDE. Give that a try. I mean, yeah, there's not going to have a KDE going forward, but it's still going to have support for, you know, until Ubuntu runs out of support for at least a few more years. Who here believes the U.S. no longer truly believes in the land of the free? Me. I don't update Android because the last time it borked the tablet. Yep. Hello there, see me rot. Greetings. A Reddit debunked it has the tracker because it's literally a website. It's literally a website. He identified a few different things that were going on related to the App Store, but things that the App Store seems to trigger. I would have to watch the video and see the Reddit post side by side to see what I think of that. Good news is there's no bad news. Bad news is there's no good news. There you go. All right. Well, are we ready? I really, 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 really wish I had my Fire stuff going. Should I take the time to rebuild my Fire thing right now? I think I'm going to. Because I want to go on Fire. I want to go on Fire something good. This is a crazy one. This is a crazy article. Give me just a moment. I keep on forgetting to do this, but oh well. I don't think I can trigger that without... all right, let's do that, and let's add... I'm not going to be able to do it because there's other things I need to do. I can't rebuild the Fire thing while I'm recording live. I'm just going to have to not do it. Bummer. I'm just going to have to deal with not having my Fire screen. I'm so sad. I'm so sad. I'm just too sad. Are we ready? Are we ready? Are we ready to see some of the craziest stuff you've seen lately? Kitty, the end is nigh. All right. Goldman Sachs asks in a biotech research report, is curing patients a sustainable business model? Let me repeat that. Goldman Sachs asks in a biotech research report, is curing patients a sustainable business model? Well, what happened is there was an internal board meeting, and they were discussing this new cure. That, of course, hepatitis C is a pretty bad thing. And in 2015, a company released a shot, a one-time shot that cured. Now, understand this, in medical science, curing something is extremely rare. All right? But this legitimately cures hepatitis C. In response to curing too much hepatitis C, which netted the company $12.5 billion in 2015, they said the treatments will be less than $4 billion this year because fewer people are contracting the disease because they are eradicating it too fast. It's not a sustainable model. Quote, GILD, Gilead Sciences, is a case point where the success of its hepatitis C franchise has gradually exhausted the available pool of treatment patients, the analyst wrote. Quote, in the case of infectious diseases such as hepatitis C, curing existing patients also decreases the number of carriers able to transmit the disease to new patients. Thus, the incident pool also declines. Where an incident pool remains stable, e.g. cancer, the potential for cure poses less risk to the sustainability of a franchise. Okay. Big farm company that one product alone netted them $12.5 billion in 2015. We're only going to see $4 billion on this a year. This type of treatment where somebody is cured of a disease is bad. It's bad for our business. It's bad for our bottom line. We can't cure people. It's too good for them. Can we take these executives and just throw them in jail now? I mean, really. This is such a blatant example of putting profits over human lives. You're sitting here worried that your cure is going to decline your profits too much. You're so concerned. So rather than develop things that will legitimately help people, because Lord forbid people get well, instead, here are their 3 solutions. Address large markets like hemophilia is a 9 to 10 billion worldwide market. Hemophilia growing at about 6 to 7% annually. Solution 2 is addressing disorders with a higher incidence, like spinal muscular atrophy, affects the cells, the neurons in the spinal cord, impacting the ability to walk, eat, and breathe. Or solution 3, constant innovation and portfolio expansion. There are hundreds of inherited retinal diseases, genetics, forms of blindness. Pace of innovation will also play a role as a future program and can offset the declining revenue trajectory of prior assets. It has been well said somewhere else, healthy people don't make the pharmaceutical companies money. Dead people don't make the pharmaceutical companies money, but chronically ill people do. If you would like to research this topic more, there is a guy, is it David or is it Mark? I got to look him up. This is a research scientist who started doing detailed research into the cholesterol medication, the statins, the things that he put together. And what he ended up putting together and finding about the industry was absolutely shocking to him. It seems either Mark Diamond or David Diamond, something Diamond. Just look up Diamond cholesterol videos, you'll find him. And his video is titled something to the effect of how bad science and business profits created the cholesterol epidemic. This is a glaring, gross example of a bunch of people more concerned about their dollars than treating people's diseases. This is unconscionable. I mean, that's all I gotta say. Speaking about updates, as we talked about earlier, and bad business moves, Lineage. Last week, we ran 2 concurrent April Fool's showcases in Lineage OS. One was a lighthearted and topical application on the hype of blockchain, which seems to have gone over well with the community. However, it was quickly overshadowed by the second edition, LOS Genuine Prank and Persistent Notification. The LOS Genuine Notifications caused panic and security concerns with our users, and the hindsight was bad taste for a platform such as ours. While we did our best to set out we did our best to inflict harm. Yes, I think you did. While we did not set out to inflict harm to our users, it is clear by the feedback we've received that many saw LOS Genuine as not only unfunny, but as a degradation of the trust in the users and maintainers. To our users, we apologize and promise to do better next year. Why don't you take your April Fool's joke and shove it somewhere? That's what I think. What are we, a country of children that we have to run around going, April Fool's Day? To our maintainers and contributors, many of whom get the blunt of anger from the user base, we apologize for the poor decision-making process. While our team charter covers many aspects of how devices and the project are run, April Fool's was not one of them, and this was not a worldwide or even team director-driven consensus. This failure will be remedied with respect to next year. Some people were asking me about this because I run Lineage. My apologies for your ears, by the way. And I didn't see this because, guess what, guys? I don't push update B every time I see an update. So I didn't see this until after it happened. So fortunately, I'm not impacted by it. I will tell you that if circumstances were reversed and I was impacted by this, I would wipe it and go back to stock Android before I'd use Lineage again. Let's hear what some people on Reddit were having to say, because I like some of their comments. Apology from the Lineage OS for the April Fool's prank. Of course, we got a couple people up here. Hey, thanks for the apologies. Otherwise, great work. That's a nice thing to do. I'm sure it was well received. Wait, so what's going to happen to all my coins? Of course, this is the people playing, saying how it's fun. You know. This is where we get to the heart of the matter. While I do appreciate the apology, I cannot express enough how badly this has damaged my opinion of Lineage. These kinds of pranks are stupid and irritating enough when they're done on a web page on April Fool's Day, and I begrudgingly affect that it's a meme that's never going to die. Meddling with a user's device crosses the line. While I can shrug this off, knowing Lineage OS is run by volunteers and being balls deep in the free software community and hacker culture, my best friend can't. She didn't install Lineage, and her first experience using an open phone operating system greeted her with a prompt that reeks of malware. Visticious says, this never run an April Fool's joke that plays with the core functionality of your project. When Google did that mic drop thing a few years ago, people were rightfully pissed off. This guy here says, yep, I removed it from my device and I'm leaving for good, especially when they say they'll do better next year. No, thank you. Let's Let's see, this guy says, I didn't mind the prank at all. The persistent notification, though, was annoying. I don't mind pranks that just prank you. Say April Fools. No need to stretch it with a persistent notification, though. This guy says, not everything needs to be a prank. Products required for productivity and reliability should never have a prank. Ever, period, no excuses. It is my belief that this tarnished the company reputation, demonstrated a high degree of unprofessionalism, and even alienated people from open source software by showing just how far away from professional corporate culture even respected institutions can go. Personally, I believe the executive that approved it should step down, as they are not mature enough for the position. I am sure this is unpopular and I can seem hyperbolic, but I don't care. I am a professional and I must act professionally no matter what day of the year it is. If I were to start pranking my clients for lols, I could and should lose my license. Lineage is staffed by adults and they should act like it. Prank your wives, your kids, your friends, not your clients. Leave it at home and for other informal settings. This guy adamantly agrees. I honestly found the actual prank just a lame attempt, but nothing problematic at all. That is persistent notification drove me nuts, though, even getting annoyed just thinking about it. This guy says I switched to Resurrection because of it. I guess I'll switch back when 15. I don't know. So, anyway, let's talk about this. I want to talk about this one a little bit more because it's more significant. You see, I think my phone's over there charging. I am down to only one smartphone, and it is running Lineage. And if I had that happen on my phone, I'd have done a backup of the data, force reflash the phone back into stock until I had time to deal with it. This is so unprofessional and so horrible, I henceforth do not recommend Lineage. When I have the opportunity, I'm going to remove Lineage from my phone. Because I don't want anything to do with a crap like this. This is so absolutely uncalled for. Under no circumstance should you possibly push anything in this world where we are dealing with malware, we are dealing with privacy, we are dealing with issues, we are dealing with tracking. People switch to these systems so they don't get that crap. And you want to April Fool's Day joke your way onto somebody's core production phone. I am not a tinkerer. I don't have this phone to tinker. I'm not a guy who sits. That's the thing that sets me apart from a lot of my Linux community, my Linux peers. I'm not a guy who does this as a hobby. I'm a guy who does this for production. I switched to Linux because Windows was no longer an option. That's why I switched to Linux. And I need it to work. I need it to be functional. I don't want something that's so edge it barely turns on. That's why I use Linux Mint, because it has stability to it. That is my one phone. That is the way I'm communicating with clients. That is the way I interface with things when I am not in the office. To pull a joke like this is so uncalled for. I'm done. I'm done. I'm not saying I'm going to wipe the phone tonight, but I'm done. Lineage, you've lost it. I'm done. There's too many other open ROMs out there. I'm going to start looking at some other ones. That's what I have to say. This type of stuff is uncalled for, and we need to stop doing this. Yeah, fine, April Fool's Day on your website, whatever. Still grow up. But when you're messing with the core functionality of somebody's smartphone in this day and age, pulling a joke about malware that is installed by an update, you've gone so far over the line, you should just close your doors now and be done with it. Say, we're just not capable. That's how I feel about it. Bye, Lineage. See, I should have my fire thing for that on, too. You know, sometimes an apology is not what you need. We are in this world where I'm sorry. Where's that South Park? Sorry. Sorry. We're sorry. 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 I don't know. Well, back to insanity. Mercedes is now going to launch a new car subscription service in the U.S. Come on, man. These guys are doing a better job than BMW. Theirs is cheaper. BMW's is like $2,000, starts at $2,000. Theirs only starts at $1,800. So $1,800 a month. Wait. $1,800 a month for a subscription service for BMW. Somebody rightly said in the comments, you can lease 3 BMWs for that. I mean, I understand one of the demographics, corporate businessmen who are in the country for a few months. But still, renting a car is cheaper than that. Lord forbid you rent an Impala. Yeah, $1,800 to $3,000 a month for a Mercedes subscription service. Have we lost our ever-loving minds? PSA, those little stickers that say warning, void, warranty void if seal is broken or removed. This one kind of confuses me a little bit. They're like, FTC says that this is against, it's against the law to limit customers' warranties in this manner. The reason this kind of makes me baffled is because this is what all of this fighting for the right to repair is about. Which we don't have right to repair. We should have right to repair, but we don't. And so companies can't put warranty stickers on their products and claim warranty is void if you remove the sticker, FTC says. They also can't void a warranty if you fix a device yourself through third-party service. So it changed the policy in February. I missed that part. So kind of what launched this to happen, if you haven't been following the iPhone news lately, of course, the error, the error 53, I think, last year, or was it 53? It was 50-something last year, where if you had replaced replaced the screen, your device would completely brick and you couldn't get your data off of it if you replace your screen and then push an update. Now, this year, even the ambient light sensor doesn't work if you swap the phone. And it's not just third-party stuff. Somebody tested it out. Louis Rossman talked about this. Somebody tested it out by actually taking 2 phones and literally just swapping the screen. So both manufacturer screens, but key components of the phone stopped working. He just simply swapped them. Kind of interesting. So yeah, apparently FTC is warning companies that they can't limit customers' warranties. So, I have a hard drive sitting here, and of course, what they do here on hard drives is there is this guy right here. Product warranty will be void if seal, label, or covering is removed or damaged. And of course, they put one of the screws right down there so you can't open the drive up without breaking through that. All right, Cat. You are henceforth banned from being up here until I'm done with the video. You keep on wagging your head against that. Oh, don't look at me with those eyes. Come on. Yes, I like you too. He's conquering me, man. He's conquering me. Yeah, you. Fine. Jeez. But you're staying up here. You're staying off the desk. No, you're staying off the desk. He keeps moving my camera. Oh boy. All right. Next article. This is actually kind of good news. We're going to end on good news. The new Google phone app in the Pixels. The new Google phone app in the Pixels. Now, what it's going to start doing is it's going to start sending spammers, robocalls, etc., directly to voicemail. It's going to have something in there that detects what it is that's calling, and if it detects a spammer, a robocaller, things like that it knows about, then it's going to send it right to voicemail. You'll get a little notification about it, but it doesn't, disrupt your day. So that's actually kind of a cool thing. It's a beta test program, stuff like that. And so that's kind of what's going on there. You ready to come back up? All right. Your grounding from the desk is over. Here you go. Just sit here. Don't go any further. It's all the further you can go. There you go. All right. See, that's good, kitty. That's good, kitty. All right. So that's kind of cool. That's exciting. I mean, I'm not going to run out and buy a Pixel just for that. I'm just getting rid of the phone that the scammers keep calling. That's kind of what I'm doing. What do you guys think? Is that kind of fun? All right, let's see what kind of comments we get from that Lineage rant. That'd be neat to know. All right. As long as you aren't installing custom ROMs or rooting, you shouldn't have much risk of breaking your device. It happens without things the OEM has messed up. Yeah. Should be an aptitude test for the bare essentials of tech before you even apply for a job. I definitely see myself living in the woods with crazy tinfoils. Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of becoming that way, isn't it? You're late again, Omar. Hey, what's going on? The cat left the room. There he goes again. I want to see Stormy Daniels and Bill Cosby lock horns. Meant to be, but every job not minimum wage requires knowledge of computer now. Yeah. Even the ones at minimum wage, maybe. I don't know. Future generation might even take action, but not in a good way. Yeah, we're starting to see some of that action. We're marching against our rights. Wait, what? Yeah, I don't know. That's why you should not privatize healthcare. Yeah. There's a whole, yeah, I don't even want to get into that whole topic, but absolutely, I don't know how to use a computer just fell an application these days. Yeah, there are predictions that may be new terror groups rising, opposing modern technology. Yeah, that's scary, you know. I mean, I love what the tech can do, and I use a lot of it. It's just, the problem is what they're doing with the tech. It starts to become a challenge. Might even rival religious fundamentalists. Oh, God. What disease that shot gives you? No, it's the shot cures hepatitis C. Because it cures it, it slows the spread of it. So not as many people are getting hepatitis C. It's kind of like malaria and smallpox. You know, they're essentially eradicated. How's it going, Daniel? I'm doing good. Turbs. I pronounced your name weird now that you got the pronunciation in there. Getting ready for the blizzard. Oh, boy. Crippled brother, 1976, later found the brain surgeon's cause of paralysis. Oh, boy. Headline neither shocks or surprises. That's where we are today. But really a sad thing is that the headline doesn't surprise me. No comment. That's just sick. Throw them into traffic. Yes, in jail. The planet is overdue for how about overdue for an extinction level event? I don't know, man. I thought the globalists don't allow cures. They only allow treatment. That's the thing. Well, that's the thing. They're like, let's stop curing stuff. Let's just do treatments instead. We make more money over the long haul. That's exactly, though, why these companies are doing subscription services. Comcast, I didn't include in the news, but Comcast is now starting to bundle Netflix because, you know, they sold off their 30% stake of Hulu to Disney. So, you know, they had to have something. So they partnered with Netflix now. Is it oxycodone? No, it was something to treat the hepatitis. You only care about the money. Yep. Watch The Hospital, George Scott, Diana Riggs, early 70s movie. Kitty, step away from the camera. Problem is businesses aren't run by people anymore. Medical industry is in charge of people's lives. That's the thing. Well, maybe you should, yeah. And like my mother works at a hospital, and you know they're being taken over by is it UPC, UMC, whatever, whoever. whoever it is, that big conglomerate in Pittsburgh that's buying everything else in this state. And basically all they're doing is they're laying off people, they're dropping all the rates, they're adding a ton of regulations, the doctors are quitting in droves, the nurses can't keep enough nurses on staff. It's become crazy. Don't go to hospitals. And that's crazy. It's so sad. About how good milk and Nesquik tastes. Oh, that sounds good. Is this a case of people believing April's Fool's prank at face value? Well, the problem is that the Lineage April Fool's prank would give you pop-ups about malware on your device that you couldn't get rid of. TSM, thanks for speaking out. Yep. If you are not a friend of powerful people, your chronic illness will kill you. Yep. Wow. Think they make more profit keeping weed illegal? Well, they certainly keep more people in prison. But I am not necessarily for the legalization of marijuana. I'm not for the legalization of blanket legalization of marijuana. The thing is that it's like any other drug. It needs to have its purpose in the medical world it's in. I have no problem with a federal level legalization of marijuana for specific legalization. But the reality is the vastest majority of all this legalized marijuana is a bunch of brain dead couch potato burnouts wanting it legal so they can smoke pot legally without risk of going to jail. And if you think that's a problem, like if you think I'm wrong about that, I came from a background of a lot of people who smoke a lot of pot and it does a lot of bad things in the long run. Medical use, fine. No problem. Has legitimate medical uses. But hanging out and getting high for fun, nothing good comes from that. Yeah, Brzezinski. Yeah, he, if I remember correctly, I believe he's the guy that set up a clinic in Mexico because it was illegal here. He had such a high cancer treatment rate. Yeah, chronic pain sufferers are suffering more because of fake opioid scam. Yeah, but you know what? A lot of these chronic pain sufferers would get over their chronic pain if they get up off their butt and exercise. It's a reality. A lot of the chronic illnesses, a lot of the chronic pain is caused by inactivity. It's a reality. You can get rid of that better by getting regular exercise in your day. You can start just by slow walks and then move it up to some brisk walks, maybe a few jogs a week. But, you know, even brisk walking is more than enough. Aldous Huxley, Alden wants hallucinogens, but Timothy Leary is dead. All individual. This is 76, drugs never. Lineage lost me before they ever had me. Yep. Yep. Not crazy enough to do stuff as we need the fire screen back. Yeah, I'll build the fire screen today. I'll rebuild the fire screen tonight. I forgot I can't do, I have to do chroma keys to get the fire screens working on multiple levels, and I can't do it when, you know, when we're recording live without you guys seeing me fiddle with all the stuff, so. LSD 14, still here, literally killed a close friend of mine, 68, yep. Yeah, I had my best friend in high school kill himself after coming off of heroin, and I've known 3 or 4 other people in similar situations. I mean, it's not good. But the biggest problem, I mean, it's not all just an illegal problem thing. A lot of it, too, is the farm company, because they literally addicted the country to oxycodone and then released it to the streets. I mean, it's crazy. Librem 5 can't come fast enough. Yeah, I don't know. So maybe I will save up and get one at early release. I don't know. WW3 is beginning and most Americans are oblivious. Yeah, we're too busy watching Netflix. Since Cyanogen moved to, what's that? Call it dead. And try the new Ubuntu phone. No, it had too few phones it would work with, unfortunately. National Mayor was forcing all these far-left policies into play that people didn't agree with, and she ended up having an affair. And, hurts your credibility, Tom. It's completely unfair, but people will not look at the date of it. What hurts credibility? What? I root my phone, put an open ROM on it, but I can't even unlock the bootloader, so I didn't log into Google on it and use everything from the F-Droid store. Yep. Bitblocks, greetings. Yep. Yeah, hopefully I'm going to cut some of the middle comments out in the middle, but I don't know. Waiting for the next asteroid. People are too judgmental, and they will judge you for recommending them. I linked this segment in that video. It's an egregious as Microsoft. Do I think U.S. will ever go to negative interest rates? Well, I mean, we're pretty much already there. I mean, look at it this way. Regarding interest rates, in the year of 2017, I made 2 cents on my savings account. Now, the banks were very happy to turn around and offer me credit cards at 20% interest. But I made 2 cents. Now, I've stuck with banks that are free, and if I ever get to the point to where my bank wants to charge me a monthly fee to keep the account open, I'm closing it. And I'm going to pursue those that don't have a monthly fee. And if I can't, I'll go without banks. Frankly, if you add up the monthly fees, it might end up being less percentage than me cashing a check at Walmart. Some farm tractors void the warranty if you use third-party parts. Yep. Particularly John Deere is very, very much against right to repair. They do not want you repairing their stuff. If you thought Apple was crazy, you should see John Deere. I literally think they send the Amish Mafia after you. Elijah, yes, Ezekiel. I think this is the one. Yes, Ezekiel. Do you have the sickle? Malachi has it. The Amish Mafia are coming, man. You fixed your tractor. It'll take us 1 month, no internet, phone, TV, and tell us what an opioid addict is. Use the official twerp app. Cat is the only thing keeping me from going insane with the topics in the stream. We need more kitty. More kitty, more kitty, more kitty. Do I have a cat comment on here? Let me see if I have a cat comment. We do need more kitty, don't we? I don't have a cat comment on this thread. Let me add a window capture device, add comments, move it over here, turn this camera this way, like that. There we are. Now we can see the kitty and the comments. Right, kitty? You're calming everyone down because this world's going to get crazy. We are waiting for an extinction level event. Yes, we are. Tech Essentials should be replacing surface mount IC with 82 pins and soldering iron. Will you join the crazy tinfoils as well? Yes. I will be their leader. Teens often do stupid stuff with tech, and the data brokers log their stupidity. Yes, they do. Then their stupidity haunts them later in life. Yes. Indeed, indeed, indeed. Live stream their crimes. Well, the good thing about teens live streaming their crimes is it gets them off the streets. I mean, that's the advantage, right? Gonna sleep. All right, have a good one, man. We'll see ya. I'm talking about the internet history. Those who do challenges are included as well. That movie with George Scott says exactly what you just said. Don't go to the hospital. I'll have to see what that movie is with George Scott. Yeah. Industrial uses cosmetic closes too. Yeah, there's a lot of interesting things hemp can do. And the thing is that the hemp you can breed the hemp without the THC for all that type of stuff. They just don't. Canada, so yeah, it will be legal, but I still will not use it unless for medical purpose. But really, since I'm Canada, I'm seeing ads for the drug for stupid people. Yeah. Say marijuana has no bad effects. Everyone who smokes it is brain dead. My root phones, all software comments. Repair tube amp from the past with a voltmeter. Solder. Unless right to repair goes in effect, you're pretty much on your own the second you try to repair your own stuff. Today's kids and teens might be tomorrow's revolutionaries. Careful, building in ice. Building in ice might be listening. Mafia of the corn. Amish Mafia are coming. You fixed your tractor. That's right. That's right, man. The Amish Mafia are coming. Farmer I get my milk and eggs from, he still has his tractor going from the 60s. Just as good, man. Money on safety box at bank where your backup drive is as well. Or it should be. Yep. Am I a prepper? I am not. There's a lot of, I know a lot about wilderness survival. I wouldn't have a problem going out into the woods, and I have enough ammunition in my house to defend myself from a very lengthy zombie apocalypse. But no, I'm actually not a prepper. I'm a minimalist, actually. So kind of the opposite. I don't do a lot of food stores. Now, this summer, I'm thinking about taking over a plot of my neighbor or a friend of mine's yard. A friend of mine lives out in the boondocks country. Think about taking over a plot of the yard over there and maybe building a big vegetable garden and just making a ton of pizza sauce, pasta sauce, etc., etc. People keep thinking a draft never occur in their lifetime, but there's a fat chance they'll instigate one. Yeah. Take me to the leader. Watching a stream on an old Pentium 4. Awesome. Love the kitty cam. Yep. Kitty, you're loved. You're a loved kitty. Yes, you are. You're an internet famous kitty cat. 52 people are watching you around the world right now. You got hair in your eye. There you go. He's like purring loud too. He's purring up a storm. Can you guys hear him purr? Yeah? Do you know anything about Zyotech IT school about Linux courses? I do not. Time is up. Yep. All right. We'll see you, man. Yeah, we're going to wrap this up when we get to the bottom of the comments, and I'm actually right about there. We just struck the legitimate democratic government in Damascus with missiles. Oh, that's exciting. Not wrong. Humans already survived extinction-level events in the past. Yeah. Russia may try and nuke us or something. We need to eliminate that upfront threat. Okay. She's early 70s. Peed on a fence that was electrified on my way through Lancaster. Yeah, woke me up. Yep, don't mess with them Amish, man. People will be in prison if they made it against the law to lie. Well, we know no one in Congress would escape prison, except they're the ones who make the laws. Instead of a smart bomb, they'll make a stupid bomb. Affects only stupid people. There you go. Wasn't Toss planning on streaming that as well? I thought he did his earlier. I don't know. All right, well, we're going to go ahead and wrap this up. Final call for comments. We're going to feed this cretin right here. Right, kitty? It's time. It's time. The time you, sir, have been waiting for. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. The irresistibles. Irresistibles. Want to reach your paw in there? Reach your paw in there. Oh, reach your paw in there. Reach your paw in there, man. It's cute. No, reach your paw in there. There's nothing in my hand. Reach your paw in there. There's nothing in my hand. You'll have to reach your paw in there. Smell. You gotta go in, man. You gotta go in. You gotta go in for it. Oh, he's going. He's going for it. All right. I'll stop teasing ya. Ready? Right. Oh, here you go. Let's do one for this camera right here. Right here. Oh, here you go. And how about let's get real close to this camera over here. Oh, yeah. There you go. Are they finger looking good? Come here. Come here. Are the finger looking good? Yes, they are, aren't they? Yes. Here's your finger looking good, huh? Yeah. Thumbs up for the kitty. Thumbs up for the kitty. Right, buddy? Right? Yeah. All right, let's see. Done many experiments. Microphones can pick up a cat's purr for some reason. Oh, they can't. Really? They can't? That's right. They can't. Here. Purr. Purr for the microphone. Actually, he's not purring right now. This is your cat. This is your cat on Temptations. Any questions? Oh, boy. I'm waiting for the Big Bang. Kitty got his Temptations. He's out of here. Cat is addicted, Tom the dealer. Yep. He's moving his paw outside the bag and trying to figure... Yeah, it's like he won't go in anymore. I don't know. Making clothes and spinning yarn. People were not meant to live in massive cities or so far apart. Somewhere in the middle. Last pet at 64 is my 15-year-old cat. Been through 4 dogs. Enjoy the Big Bang. All right. Yeah, sounds good. If it does happen to still be a world tomorrow, 5 o'clock, tinfoil hat time.